Are back again together. Thank you for tuning in. I want to cover life's meaning, and the reason is it's kind of important to me this week to cover that for this recording, or if you're replaying this, is because I asked on a social media thread, what would a meaningful life look like for you? Let me repeat that. What would a meaningful life look like for you? And it was interesting, some of the comments that were posted, and it made it really evident to me. It was really obvious that not a lot of people really think about that, or take the time to think out what they're going to type. Maybe they just posted something funny or something witty, or just really don't know what a meaningful life looks like for them. And that's something that I really honor and spend a lot of time with my clients, is what is it that you want? What are your goals? What does it look like to have your life in balance? What do you want to achieve? Because life happens quickly. It happens fast. In a blink of an eye, we age, things change, we get health statuses that might catch us off guard. So many different things happen and occur really quickly. So it is really important to define what would a meaningful life look like for you. So hopefully this video will help you take a little bit of time and think about it. So here's some of the pinpoints or pieces that I would bring up if we were in a coaching session, if you're struggling with it. Happiness, for instance. Some people really don't know what happiness is. They think it's a destination. They think it's in people, a person, a place, a thing, is usually how I word it, or money, or status, or a job title, or a certain house. So happiness is really important. Knowing that happiness is a choice, learning how to embrace that, understand that, is something that I've had to do in my life. I used to think it was making more money, a bigger house, bigger, more, better car, etc. And once I achieved all those things, I still was unhappy and I didn't understand why. But become aware of your thoughts, embracing the power to be internally happy every day, no matter what life throws at you, no matter the size of your house, whether you even have a house, but just being happy and appreciating life for or what you have. Because there's somebody else out there that would be grateful for what you have, always. So your gifts and your talents is really important when defining what's meaningful for you, discovering what you're good at, right? We're all good at something. Because if we were all good at everything, we wouldn't have a use for chefs. We wouldn't have a use for carpenters or plumbers or electricians, or, we all have a talent. We all have a skill. This usually provides a lot of meaning in our own personal lives. And it allows us to find our purpose, whatever that is that you're really good at. And, I'm in some communities or threads where the question gets asked a lot, what would you tell your 15-year-old self, or, 10-year-old self, or what would you tell me as an 18-year-old, or whatever. My biggest advice, there's several, but one of the ones that I do suggest is being really good at something that you really are passionate about, that one thing, be really, really good at it. So, do the education, the training, the learning, or whatever to hone in that skill and be a forever learner of it. So knowing what you're good at, your talents are, and increase that, improve on it, and be a forever learner. So a few questions that will help you discover what the underlying thing is that you might be gifted or talented at would be, what comes naturally to you. So maybe me asking you that, you just didn't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I'm good at. And sometimes I do have people that tell me that. So what comes to you naturally? What's easy for you? It might not be easy for others. Just like when you watch the Olympics, they make it look easy, but it's not. It's years and years and years of training that got them there. People say, wow, you're good at that. What is the last time someone said something to you that you were like, really? Might make you step back. Oh, I am good at that, aren't I? Because, we're not good at everything. So when do you feel your best is another indicator. right? So something that you're gifted or talented at is something that you really enjoy. It's fun for you. So what are you doing when you feel your best? What do you enjoy, right? So we don't want to take something that you enjoy and create some sort of income out of it and make it something you dread. That's not what I'm talking about necessarily. Maybe it is something that you do really well and you enjoy and you do want to monetize it. That's fine, but we've got to create boundaries to where you don't burn out. And I can help with that. In a way, so in what way do you love or enjoy helping other people? There's a lot of joy in connecting with others and teaching other people. Not that that's where your gifts and talents are 100% of the time, but it could be. So these are just probing questions that maybe might help spark that. Connection to others. Kind of alluded to that already, but spend time with the people that add value to your life, that will lift you up. This could be anyone, like your friends, coworkers, colleagues, friends, family, but you are absolutely the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. That is so true. I know you've heard that saying before. We've all heard that saying before. But if you're hanging out around people, if you're wanting to exercise more, and you're hanging out with people, the most time you're spending with people that are playing video games, sedentary, eating like shit, feeling like shit, negative, toxic, talking people, it wears on you. It becomes you. It becomes your identity. Okay? So cleanse your environment, the people that you hang out with. I'd like to add that what you listen to, what you read, what you subject your mind to also has a great impact on you. That's your social media, that's the radio, that's the TV, that's your podcast, that's your what you're reading book-wise. Hopefully you're reading books every day, real, authentic books, the papers that you turn. I do. Almost every single day. It's like it just feels so good. I feel so I create a goal to just read 1 page a day. And I never read 1 page a day. It's always multiple pages because I always choose books that are really intriguing to me and I just can't stop. So, but anyways, what you subject your body to is so huge. It influences you enormously. If you're wanting to be a millionaire, you wouldn't hang out around people that have $50 in their bank account. You wouldn't. You would, if you want to be a millionaire, you hang out with people that have more than $1 million in their bank account, right? They rub off on you. You become like them. So goals, if you want a meaningful life, this means having a goal with a plan. Okay, goals are so important. Goals are what ignite you. They push you. There's something to point your boat to. I always think of it as like a boat in the middle of the ocean. If you don't have a goal, right? Maybe it's to reach a lighthouse on the other side of the ocean. If you don't have a lighthouse to point to and you're just out there in the middle of the ocean paddling around without a plan, without a goal, a destination, you're just paddling around to your death. So then most importantly, take action towards your goal every day. It could be just 1 page in a book. Like I said, make it really small. 5 minutes a day is 5 minutes more than 0 minutes a day. Okay? It feels good to do a little bit every day. And like I said, I always read more than 1 page. Oh, 1 more page, 1 more page, 1 more page. Helping others really helps create a meaningful life. Helping others helps you feel good. Definitely makes you feel worthy. Gives you some sense of purpose. Giving to others can be maybe your time. It could be gifts or money or words of affirmation, acts of service. It could be simple as a hug or, well, these days it's kind of hard to give a hug, right, with COVID. But as you see, I kind of use the 5 languages of love. What is your language of love? What do you like to give to others, other humanity? It feels really good to make a change or make a difference in another human being's life or teach others your skill or your talent. You know, there's so much possibility right now online to be able to teach. be able to share your skills, share your thoughts, share your feelings and your experiences and teach others. Do something different. How about going to a museum, right? When's the last time you've been to a museum? Having lunch at an exclusive hotel or a restaurant you've never been to, a new local restaurant is what I suggest. Pampering yourself. It could be even at home, right? For the day, a stay home staycation or something. But if you're in a rut, maybe your routine is in a rut, you're stuck, right? You're feeling like mundane and just doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like a robot. Maybe you're saying, I don't have time to take care of myself. Well, this is a sign of an imbalanced life, right? So in order to get your life in balance, it's really important to figure out what your values are and what is a meaningful life for you. So doing something different breaks the cycle of doing life. It gives you an opportunity to experience life and break away from the norm. Life is about experiences, memories, laughter, enjoyment, right? Detox. Have maybe a day, a week, or a month, or maybe a whole week where you detox, you unplug. Okay? Maybe that's unplugging from your TV, social media, your computer, your phone, that maybe has a huge influence on you that you didn't even realize. I hear about type detoxes all the time. I'm not a fan of detoxes as far as like the ones that you shit yourself endlessly and have to stay home for a week. I don't understand that. I feel like it's actually really hard on your digestive system. But here's what I think. Detoxing from media, the doom and gloom, all the negative news, all the negative stuff is healthy. It's really healthy, and it might bring some clarity to your life. You will see probably on the other side how it makes a difference in your life, and you realize how addictive and toxic these things can be. Right? Being with your thoughts, processing your feelings, discovering new things about yourself is very healthy. So you want to put meaning back into your life? Well, turn off the TV and spend time doing something meaningful, right? YOLO, you only live once, or live a life without regret. Okay, so doing something you've always wanted to do, what is that thing that you've always wanted to do? Brings meaning to your life. And usually when you do that thing that you've always wanted to do your whole life, it cascades into something else, right? So it opens new doors, new opportunities. It might open your mind, might open a new perspective, might give you excitement, a new goal, a new place to go visit, or whatever that is. So, what is that one thing that you've always wanted to do someday? Well, guess what? The time is now. Do it. Okay, so the greatest regret is to think that you have time. That's what I'm saying. Go do it. Okay, so first you got to identify it, right? Step 1, identify that thing. Step 2, make or create the time. Whatever it is. Step 3, go do it, right? Commit to it. If this is an impossible 3-step process for you right now, well, then start working towards it right now, right? Remember, you got to create a goal and then create a plan. Start saving money, learning, whatever it is. I mean, it just depends on what it is that you want to achieve. Do you need to learn more? Whatever it takes, make it happen. But make the first step and start moving towards it. Find your purpose. One of the most liberating things you can do in your life is to find purpose. And that's different. That's unique, and that's subjective to each individual. This will give you all the meaning you require for your life. It's what life's about. Finding your purpose and following through by living it. Right? And it'll influence and inspire others to do the same. They will look at you and go, I want to do that too. How did you do it? And that'll empower you and ignite you even greater. Your purpose is what drives you. Whatever that you can jump out of bed, wake up in the morning and eager and excited, and you're on fire. You're on fire with excitement. It gives you energy. So if you do nothing else with your life, seek your purpose with all your heart, and you will reap the benefits of a meaningful life in balance, and it'll feel good, and it'll be amazing, and you'll shift into this new person. Some mornings you may feel that there's something deeper you could be a part of, right? So you feel that pull towards something, but you may not know what it is. If it eludes you, if it frustrates you, maybe you're not sure how to find your purpose. Well, think of it as uncovering your passion. Be a detective. Spend time figuring it out. Ask people around you that know you really well. What am I good at? And ask them, what is it that I'm really good at? When you think of me, what do you think of? Right? And their response might be eye-opening to you too. If they think of you as just lazy, play video games all day, is that how you want to be remembered? Is that what you want on your tombstone? Probably not. Okay, so if you need help uncovering this is something that coaching is really good at. So reach out to me and I can help. I'll aid you. I will help you find your purpose and meaning. But what activities set your soul on fire? And again, it can't be video games, right? Although there are people out there that are doing really well with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a part of that area. I know I'm picking on it a lot in this video because it's just coming to mind for some reason. But I just find it to be something very sedentary. So that's not something I identify with at all. So sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings. But understanding what your why is. Ultimately, you're trying to improve your life, I'm assuming, by watching this video. And you want to live with meaning by having a purpose and living through your purpose. You want more zest, more flavor, more fullness in your life. In the strictest sense, you want to become probably a better person. Maybe you want to wake up in the morning excited, like I do. I jump up every morning excited. I don't set an alarm. I have a thirst for life. And this thirst is something that, it kind of is something back to our childhood. Remember when we used to get excited and wake up in the morning and just excited to face the day and see our friends and play and have fun? Well, we're reigniting that childlike behavior. Your purpose can be the driving force behind creating a meaningful life. If you feel lost, maybe your sense of purpose can be your connection to something larger, something that will allow you to truly make a difference in this world or in your lifetime. How do you want to be remembered? Comes to mind, right? Maybe write that down. How do I want to be remembered? And journal about that. Maybe that'll help you figure out where your meaning and where your purpose is. Do you have an internal dragon, as I call it? That negative internal voice. When you first begin to dive into your thoughts and desires, maybe you're journaling about it, maybe you're talking to a friend about it, there might be this initial resistance, this voice that's in your mind, oh, you can't do it. It's a fear. It's some sort of fear of rejection, a fear of failure, some sort of fear. This is that negative self-talk or chatter that goes on in your mind. You may or may not hear it too. The first inner dragon you might face will likely be those internal beliefs, or as I like to call them, excuses. You might try to stop. These excuses will definitely try to stop you. They'll sabotage you. They'll set you back in your seat. They'll tell you that you're crazy for trying to find your purpose in the first place. And it could be even your friends or your family, right? Remember, spend time with people that support and lift you up. So this internal dragon or the people around you might say harsh things like, it's too late, you're too old, you're not good enough, you're not smart enough. What do you know? You don't have a degree or education or certification in that. You don't have the time. You have all these other things and responsibilities. Who are you to do that? Who do you think you are? Okay, so this could be an internal voice, this could be somebody else's. But to combat this internal dragon, you have to first realize it's happening. Become aware. When you start to actually pay attention to your thoughts as they start to happen, they lose the power. Aha, I hear you. That's what I say. And then I actually write them down. Okay, so I have like a journal that I write these things down, and it helps a lot. So be prepared, be aware, listen for them when they pop up. And they will be like, and when you hear them, when they pop up in your mind, you feel this resistance, as I like to call it, or this stickiness, like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not smart enough. I don't have a degree, or I don't have the formal training for that. When that pops up, you can go, ha, Catherine said you were going to speak up, and just smile. Because guess what? That again lowers that power. Okay, so these voices, these inner voices are most likely running in your mind over and over again without you even realizing it. But if you shine a spotlight on it and say, hey, there you are, it loses the control over you. These words or sentences are often mean, cruel, hurtful, things that you would never say to a friend or a best friend or a child. And they're sometimes not even true. There are people out there that are doing so much out there in this world without a degree. Just one instance, one situation that I'm telling you is not necessary. So often, this dragon is playing in the background in your subconscious. A lot of times you don't even hear it, but you feel it. You feel this negative gut feeling like, oh, but I want to, but I can't. But once you're familiar and you're aware and you understand this internal dragon, it's easy to slay it. And I can help you with that as well. Next, you need to take action to correct this internal dragon if you really want to learn how to create meaning and purpose in your life. So try this. When you come across this negative dragon belief or thought that's threatening, you move forward with your dreams and adding meaningful, purposeful actions in your life. Take a deep breath. Okay? Again, shed a light on it. Be aware of it. Aha, Catherine told me you were going to happen. Take a deep breath and act. Take a step forward, physically, mentally, and take action. By doing this, it will help you develop the courage, and this courage will give you something to lean on throughout your quest to add more meaning to your life. Feel a part of something, make an impact, create a difference, and don't let that internal dragon stop you. Also, don't let what other people think about you stop you either from being who you want to be and how you want to be remembered. So now I'm going to ask you the question again, and I'd love for you to comment below. What would a meaningful life look like for you? Thank you. See you next time.